Hey everybody, welcome back to another Friday where we are talking about what it looks like to manage our anxiety in this difficult 2020 year that, as it is today, it's the 1st of December, so we're kind of rounding up the year. And most of us can't wait to round up the year because it's been such a tough one. In fact, I actually don't even know anybody who would say that this has been a good year. Collectively, we have seen and we have felt just across the entire world how difficult so many aspects of 2020 has been. And yet, there's times where we still experience our anxiety and the struggles that are in there. And we want to be able to truly be able to not only know what the truth is, but to be able to allow that to come into our hearts and minds and to really focus on that. Sometimes when we're really processing through the different things that we've lost, the grief that we've had to bear, the grief that we're processing and working through, there's so many different things that we've lost through this year as far as experiences and traditions and whatnot. What helps us get from this place of anxiety and the processing back into life is kind of like a bridge that goes from here to here. And oftentimes we struggle with, well, what does that look like? How do I move from knowing that this is here in my life and I'm working through it. I'm being honest about it, but yet I need to be able to process it in a way that allows me then to move back into my life, whether it's being present with our kids or getting our job done or just even getting to sleep. Sometimes those can be really tough. In the past, we've talked about the importance of deep breathing, and in his book Brainstorming, Dr. Dan Siegel talks about the power of practicing deep breathing 12 minutes a day. It's often compared to what it means to train for a sport. Most athletes don't wake up one day and then just get out there and run that marathon or swim that race or play football or whatever it is that sport is. They have to intentionally and daily train. And the training looks very different when they first start out to what it does look like today. My daughter, who's a competitive swimmer, is almost 17, and she has been really training hard. Before we went back into this newest lockdown, she'd been in the pool 6 days a week, training 3 to 4 hours a day, and then doing more at home. Well, that's not what she was doing when she started out at 12. What she started doing at 12 was much, much less. But the reality is that as she began to train her muscles to react at exactly the time that she wanted them to, so does our brain. And this is what Dr. Dan Siegel is talking about, the power of being able to spend 12 minutes a day just truly calming and deep breathing. What this means is that maybe I start out doing it 1 minute a day, or then 2 minutes a day, or I work myself up to it. Much like journaling is a healthy habit for us to process and work through things, so is deep breathing, because it allows our nervous system to truly shut off in a way that it doesn't have the ability to do so at any other time. And it's something then that we're training the muscle, our brain, into knowing how to do when we need it to do it, to react at exactly that time. But that kind of reaction doesn't come unless we're truly willing to create a daily practice of this. So I want to encourage you to do that. This is one of those things that helps us bridge from the stress and the anxiety and the grief that we're working through back into life to truly be able to help us move through that transition. There might be other things that help you move through that transition. I had a client tell me that they love to talk to a friend and just laugh and crack jokes. That when she's going through that really tough time, that is something that really helps her bridge from that struggle or that processing back into life. There might be other things for you. Maybe it's a run. Maybe it's, getting on your bike at home. Maybe it's turning on praise music. It could be so many different things, but the reality is knowing what it is and how to use it in an effective way that's going to allow you to move from what you're going through back into life. So I hope that this encourages you and gives you just a few more tools in your toolbox as you can continue to navigate this 2020 year and the middle of the holiday season we're in. Have a great weekend.